8 weeks ago, I set out to run a sub 25k. And last weekend, I did it after a lot of tough workouts, sweat, failures, setbacks. I actually managed to reach my goal. And to be honest, just 4 weeks in, I got so close to the goal. I actually managed to get a 20:04 in a park run. And for me, that was a big improvement, but not quite the goal. So I carried on for another 4 weeks. And across these 8 weeks, I've learned a lot about what really helps you reach your goals when it comes to running and what not to do as well. Throughout these 8 weeks, I made plenty of mistakes, and I wanted to share with you the mistakes that I've made, some tips on how to stay motivated even when things are getting hard, and how to get the most out of your training. So in the first 4 weeks, something that I didn't do was any strength training. I didn't do a single gym workout. I didn't do anything that would prevent me from getting injured. And towards the end of it, I was definitely paying for that. I was doing 2 hard workouts a week, which was too much. I definitely recommend doing 1 dedicated hard workout each week. For me, it looked like doing a 4x1k or 5x1k at 3:55 or 4-minute pace. I already made a video about the first 4 weeks and how I went from a 21:06 5k time to, on Strava, getting the 19:58. It wasn't the goal. I wanted to have it at a park run, but I'll also leave the training plan that I was working off of for the past 4 weeks in the description below, so that if you like, you can follow the exact plan that I did. You know, I can't promise you'll get similar results, but those workouts were tough, and I do think that they really helped me to get to that sub 25k. So what I wanted to say was that make sure you're getting in your strength training. Have at least 1 dedicated day where you're going in the gym and you're doing some strength, and make sure that you're doing those workouts. It's something that will not only help you to run faster, but also reduce the risk of getting injured when you're doing these hard runs. Let me know in the comments below if you want me to make a short video about different exercises you could do in the gym. I can make a video showing which exercise train different muscle groups and give some examples that you could do, and also ones that you can do at home as well. So make sure that you're getting your strength in. And a mistake that I made when it came to those gym sessions was doing them the day before the interval training. So that was not ideal, and my legs were sore. I wasn't able to perform as well as I wanted. In my head, I wanted to train on tired legs, which is actually very good to do, but do the gym day, do an easy run, and then do your interval training. At least have 1 day in between your workout at the gym and your running workout. And again, like I said, I think having 1 dedicated hard workout per week is all that you need. Having more, I don't think it really helps. In my first 4-week block, I was doing 2 hard runs every week, and it just wasn't really helping me. I was feeling fatigued, feeling tired. Although it helped me to run faster, I don't know how much it really helped. Something that I learned that was really important, especially on the easy runs, and something that then translates to the harder runs, was your form, your technique. Someone commented on one of my videos saying that I was heel striking, and I noticed it too. I felt it. As soon as I started reaching those higher paces, I was almost reaching for the next step, and it's something that, you know, I'm still going to have to work on for a long time. Technique is something that doesn't come that naturally to me. Some people, they have immediately perfect technique, and I don't think I'm one of those people. What I'm trying to do is land more on my midfoot or my front foot even, so that my heel is just not hitting the ground, but just supporting me as I move forward. What is really important is on those easy runs, try and focus on having that good technique, and make sure you're using your whole body, your calves, your quads, your glutes. It's really important that your whole body is sort of in line, and once you can get that technique down, the running will feel a lot easier. Another mistake that I made when it came to the workouts was, especially after the first 4 weeks, I decided that I'd make the next 4 weeks even harder, and it didn't serve me well. I was failing most of the workouts, usually in the third or fourth rep. If I was doing 6 or 7 reps, I'd have to slow down, have more rest. So I wasn't even able to complete the workout. Try and do workouts that you know will be challenging, but that you believe that you can finish. Because I think execution is important, and you want it to be realistic on race day. You don't want to have to give up halfway because that's the way that you've been doing your workouts. So definitely make it hard, but make it realistic. So I think it's also important in your training block, week by week, you build it up slowly. And having a taper in the last week is really important, which just means reducing the amount that you're running. Doing a bit of speed work can be really helpful, but not putting in a hard workout a few days before your attempt. If you really give your body time to rest, recover, then when it comes to your actual attempt, you're going to be feeling a lot better. Something that is also very important is just making sure you're getting that recovery, you're getting that sleep. When you're doing these runs, make sure to listen to your body. There was a lot of times when on my training plan, I was told to do 6K, 8K, and sometimes I would just do 5, sometimes I'd do 7 of the 9 it requested. It's okay to cut the runs short if you really don't feel good. Like, listen to your body. If your body is sore and telling you to stop in an easy run, then it's time to stop. Of course, if you're in a hard run, I think a lot more of that is about your mental endurance, and that's something that you'll certainly gain going through those hard interval sessions. Make sure to get enough sleep, get your recovery in. Something that is also important, and something that I try and do as well, is make sure to just eat something after a run. Whatever it is, just make sure you're eating enough, getting in enough fuel, and that way your body can recover more quickly and you can get into that next session feeling fresh. And another tip that I have, if you're trying to run a sub 25K or even just running in general, is to have different shoes. So if you alternate between the drop, which is basically the amount of heel that your shoe has, you're slightly training different muscle groups. So to prevent overtraining and just hitting the same muscle group over and over, you could look at getting another pair of sort of training shoes, your sort of daily shoe, one with a 2mm drop and then a 4mm drop, or what I have, I think, is a 8mm drop and then 0mm drop. And typically I run in Ultra, which are basically more wide shoes and no drop, so more natural feel. And although I did really enjoy wearing those shoes, I found that wearing the exact same shoe over and over and over did lead to sort of my muscles becoming more sore. And I found that when I'm running in different shoes, I'm just using different muscles, and it can be really beneficial to have those swaps. So definitely something to consider, but of course depends on your budget as well, because running shoes aren't cheap. I think the most important thing when it comes to having a training plan and setting a goal is to remind yourself that it is supposed to be fun. Don't go out there beating yourself up if you do a 4-week, 8-week, 12-week plan and at the end of it, you haven't reached a sub 20. In the end, what's most important is all of the work, the consistency. That's where the success really lies. If you've gone 12 weeks and you've consistently run for 12 weeks, that is a massive achievement, no matter what the result is. So keeping in mind that no matter what the result is at the end, enjoy the process, enjoy the training, and throughout it, you're going to learn not only more about running, but also about yourself. You know, what you can do, what you can't do, what works for you, what doesn't work for you, what time of day is better for you to run. For me, it's definitely in the morning. It's cooler. I don't have any food in my belly. I feel like I can just focus on the running and then move on with my day. It works for me. Some people might enjoy running at night, you know. I think throughout the process, find out what works for you and be proud of any progress you put in. Any hard work is impressive. So, like I said, if I was to build a new training plan, I'd do it like this. I'd have a gym session on the Monday, which would be after the long run from Sunday. On Tuesday, I'd have an easy run. Wednesday, I'd probably have a rest day or like a recovery run. Thursday, I would then have a dedicated speed workout. That could be a 4 by 1K with 90 seconds of rest in between, or it could be a 10 by 400 meters with 45 seconds rest. That's when you do your hard, focused workout. Friday, you could either do a recovery run, so something nice and easy, or you could go to the gym again, depending on how much you want to prioritize strength training. Saturday, for me, is always an easy run and a park run. So doing 5K in the morning, nice and easy. And then Sunday, you got the long run again. So I think there's obviously flexibility to change that schedule up, but making sure that you have that one dedicated gym strength session, 2 easy runs, I think is good. That dedicated workout, and then a long run. So there's essentially 5 sessions that you want to do in a week. And of course, some people might do 6, other people might do 4. It's about finding out what works for you and enjoying the process in the meantime. So although my 8-week plan wasn't perfect and I had a lot of setbacks, a lot of tough workouts, I am really proud of all of the work that I put into it, and I got the result that I wanted in the end. I pushed to my absolute limit. If you haven't seen part 8 where I actually do the attempt, then check it out. My heart rate reached 200. At the end, I was just pushing as hard as I could. I had the support from my family, my friends, my colleagues, everything, and everyone was just pushing me to the end in that moment. And I think that's what really helped get me there to the end, is the support from you watching this, the comments that I've had over the past 8 weeks. It's really been like fantastic to see, and I really appreciate everybody who's tuned in, who's watched these episodes, who's left comments and liked the videos. It means so much. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this. I really appreciate it. I know that if I can do it, then so can you. Something that I want to share moving forward is my 1-year running journey, which I'll be diving into where I started a year ago to where I am now. Let me know again if you do want to see those gym workouts. I'm happy to create a video, share some of my top running specific exercises, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.